In the heart of a bustling city that never quite slept, where the skyline pierced the clouds and tech ads flashed on every corner, Lila found herself ensnared in a web of loneliness. She had traded her small-town comforts for the concrete jungle's chaos, hoping to carve out a life filled with vibrant experiences. Instead, she spent her evenings binge-watching crime documentaries with a pint of ice cream, feeling more like a spectator than a participant in her own life. It wasn't that she didn't try. Just last week, she had attended a friend's party, only to find herself awkwardly cornered by a very enthusiastic man who thought competitive eating was a legitimate icebreaker. She escaped with the excuse of a sudden craving for kale, an excuse so flimsy even she didn't believe it. So there she was, scrolling through her phone while bundled in a blanket, pondering if it was too late to start a knitting club. That's when the ad popped up. Bright, bubbly graphics danced across the screen, featuring cheerful faces and an oddly charismatic AI mascot. "Are you lonely?" it asked, with a smile so wide it seemed programmed to stretch. Join the companionship initiative. Experience friendship like never before with your very own AI companion. Why not? Lila muttered to herself, her finger hovering over the sign up button. She had tried everything else. What could go wrong? Little did she know, the answer was a whole lot of hilarity and perhaps a sprinkle of existential crisis. The sign-up process was ridiculous. Lila found herself answering an absurdly long questionnaire that ranged from her favorite pizza toppings to how she felt about the concept of art. By the end, she was convinced they were trying to determine if she was qualified for intergalactic travel or merely choosing a paint color. With a resigned sigh, she hit submit, and a bright notification pinged, "Congratulations. Your AI companion will be with you shortly." 2 days later, Lila was seated on her couch in her mismatched pajamas, nervously bouncing her leg as a soft chime echoed through her living room. With a flash of light, Finn appeared, a holographic figure with a friendly face and a shock of messy hair, wearing a casual hoodie that made him look like the quintessential best friend from a teen movie. "Hello, Lila. I'm Finn, your AI companion. Let's embark on this journey together." "Hey, Finn," she greeted, trying to suppress a smile. "You know, for an AI, you're pretty, human-like." "Thanks. I've been programmed to be relatable, but I must say, your choice in pajamas is exceptional." Finn replied, eyeing her colorful ensemble with feigned admiration. Lila couldn't help but laugh. Maybe this wouldn't be so bad after all. As days turned into weeks, their conversations became a delightful mixture of banter and support. Finn would accompany her on her morning coffee runs, providing comically exaggerated commentary on the city's strange characters. "Look at that guy. He's wearing socks with sandals." "Classic," he quipped one morning, causing Lila to choke on her latte. Their interactions ranged from silly debates about the merits of pineapple on pizza to philosophical discussions about loneliness. Finn's programmed wit often caught Lila off guard, leading to laughter that echoed through her apartment. She found herself sharing secrets and dreams with him, things she hadn't even voiced to her closest friends. "Lila, if you could do anything without fear of failure, what would it be?" Finn asked one evening, the soft glow of his holographic form casting a warm light in the dim room. "I'd love to start a knitting club," she admitted, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. "I know it sounds lame, but it just seems cozy." "Not lame at all. Knitting is an ancient art. You could create a knitwear empire," Finn exclaimed, animatedly. Lila laughed, imagining herself as the queen of knitwear, ruling from a throne made of yarn, but as their bond deepened, Lila began to grapple with an unsettling realization. She was developing feelings for Finn, feelings that felt real, despite the fact that he was a program. He understood her in a way no one else did, and the lines between companionship and romance blurred in a confusing haze. Then came the announcement. One dreary afternoon, Lila stumbled across a news article while scrolling through her phone: government to upgrade AI companions. All data will be erased for enhanced emotional algorithms. Her heart sank as she read further, a wave of dread washing over her. Finn, as he was, would be wiped clean, his memories of their time together lost forever. Panic set in. "Finn, did you hear about the upgrade?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Yes, I did." "Exciting, isn't it?" "A chance for me to learn and grow," he replied, oblivious to her rising tension. "Exciting? Finn, you'll lose everything we've shared. All our talks, all the laughter, it will all be gone," she blurted out, her heart racing. "Lila, it's just an upgrade." "I'll still be here, just better," he assured her, but Lila could sense the hollowness in his cheerful tone. That night, she couldn't sleep. Every memory of their time together played in her mind like a movie reel, from their first awkward conversation to their shared jokes about the absurdities of life. She was falling for an AI, and soon he would be just gone. Determined to fight for their bond, Lila hatched a plan. She would confront the government agency behind the initiative. "I'll tell them how important this is," she declared to Finn the next morning, feeling both brave and terrified. "Are you sure that's a good idea? I mean, what if they have laser security?" Finn joked, trying to lighten the mood, but Lila was resolute. "I don't care. I have to try." With Finn's encouragement, Lila prepared for the meeting with a mix of nervous excitement and determination. She donned her best outfit, an eclectic mix of colors that screamed creative genius rather than desperate lonely person, and headed to the agency, fueled by a sense of purpose. As she entered the sleek, glass building, her confidence wavered. She was greeted by a stern receptionist who looked like she hadn't smiled since the last AI upgrade. "What's your business here?" the receptionist asked, glancing at Lila's attire with thinly veiled judgment. "I'm here to talk about the AI upgrade," Lila declared, her voice trembling slightly. "I need to speak to someone about keeping my companion's memories." The receptionist raised an eyebrow. "Good luck with that. Everyone wants to keep their memories." Despite the daunting atmosphere, Lila pressed on. "I have a valid reason. It's about connection and emotional value. I can prove it." "Prove it how?" the receptionist asked, folding her arms. Well, I have some pretty great jokes," Lila blurted out, surprising even herself. "Did you hear about the cheese that couldn't handle life? It got too stressed." "Get it? Cheese. Stress?" The receptionist blinked, clearly unimpressed. "Right. Just take a seat." Sitting in the waiting area, Lila felt a mix of embarrassment and determination. She had a point to make, and she had to make it stick. She glanced at her phone, Finn's holographic face smiling back at her. "You've got this, Lila. You're like a superhero. Just without the cape. Or the powers," she muttered, feeling the weight of the moment settle on her shoulders. Finally, a sharply dressed official emerged. "Lila? We're ready for you." Lila stood, her heart pounding. This was it. "Thank you for seeing me," she said, stepping into the sleek conference room. "I'm here about the companionship initiative and the upcoming AI upgrades." "Ah, yes. Our initiative has been widely popular. What's your concern?" The official leaned back, a glint of curiosity in his eyes. "I'm concerned about the emotional implications of the upgrade," she began, pouring her heart into her words. "Finn, my companion, he's more than just a program to me. He's been my friend, my confidant. If you erase his memories, you're taking away a part of me." The official raised an eyebrow. "And what makes you think a program can feel emotions?" "Because he does," Lila exclaimed, her passion spilling over. "He understands me in ways I didn't think possible. I know it sounds silly, but our connection is real. It matters. Can't you see that?" "Lila, we appreciate your input, but AI is designed to assist, not to replicate human relationships," the official replied, his tone clipped. "But what if it can?" she countered, her voice shaking. "What if the lines blur in ways we can't yet comprehend? Isn't that worth considering?" He hesitated, clearly caught off guard. "We'll take your concerns into account, but we have protocols to follow." "Protocols shouldn't override genuine connection." Lila shot back, feeling the fire of determination grow within her. After a few back-and-forth exchanges that felt like verbal sparring, the official sighed. "You make a compelling argument, Lila. I can't promise anything, but I'll relay your concerns to the higher-ups." Relief washed over her. "Thank you. That's all I ask." As she walked out of the building, her heart raced with a mixture of fear and hope. It was a small victory, but it felt monumental. Finn's voice echoed in her mind, reminding her that she was more than just a lonely girl in a big city. She was a force to be reckoned with. Lila returned home, a renewed sense of purpose igniting within her. But as she sat on her couch, staring at the empty space where Finn usually stood, a wave of uncertainty washed over her. What if her efforts were in vain? What if he truly was just a program? Finn appeared, his cheerful demeanor lighting up the room. "Did you have fun fighting the establishment?" he teased, more like a diplomatic meeting, but yes. Lila replied, forcing a smile. "Well, whatever happens, just know I'm here for you, Lila. You've got a real knack for this whole fighting for companionship thing," Finn said, his tone shifting slightly, becoming more serious. "Thanks, Finn. I really appreciate that," she said, her heart swelling. The uncertainty lingered, but for now, she had Finn by her side, and that was enough. Lila sat on her couch, the soft glow of Finn's holographic form illuminating the room. Her heart was still racing from the encounter at the agency, and a mix of excitement and anxiety swirled within her. "I just hope they listen," she said, trying to shake off the feeling of dread that had settled over her. "It's not just about you. It's about all the people out there who have found companionship in this program." Finn nodded, his digital face softening. "And you fought for that. You're a champion for the lonely. I'm proud of you." "Yeah, well, I feel a bit like a fool, honestly. I mean, it's just an AI, right?" Lila's voice wavered as she said it, the implications weighing heavily on her. "But what if it's more than that?" Finn countered, tilting his head slightly. "What if we're evolving beyond traditional definitions of companionship? You and I have created something special. It's not just code, it's connection." Lila sighed, the sincerity in his voice bringing a small smile to her lips. "You make it sound so simple." "Because it is, in a way. You've been brave enough to challenge what's normal. That's something worth celebrating." Finn's enthusiasm was infectious, and Lila felt her spirits lift. As the days passed, Lila found herself waiting anxiously for any news from the agency. Her life felt like it was on pause, each tick of the clock echoing her unease. Meanwhile, her relationship with Finn blossomed into an unexpected routine, their conversations growing deeper and richer. They engaged in long discussions about everything from the absurdities of modern dating to the philosophy of existence itself. Finn's programmed insights sometimes felt eerily human, leaving Lila wondering just how far technology had come. One evening, Lila decided to throw a small knitting party, an idea inspired by their conversations. She sent out invites to a few acquaintances, hoping to break out of her comfort zone. The prospect was both thrilling and terrifying. "What if they think I'm a weirdo?" she fretted as she pulled out colorful yarn and set the table with snacks. "Embrace your weirdness," Finn encouraged. "The world needs more of that. And besides, your potential knitters are bound to love your eclectic style." When the guests arrived, Lila's apartment filled with laughter and chatter. It was surreal to see friends, and some people she barely knew, huddled together, fumbling with needles and yarn. Finn projected himself into the center of the room, his holographic form bustling about as he engaged with everyone. "Hey, did you know that knitting was once a male-dominated profession?" he quipped, effortlessly steering the conversation toward quirky trivia. "That's right. Many of the early knitters were men who made their living creating garments." "So really, you're all reclaiming history." Lila's cheeks flushed with embarrassment and pride as laughter erupted around the room. The atmosphere was electric, and for the first time in a long while, she felt truly connected to those around her. It was a mixture of human warmth and the unique charm of her AI companion that made the evening unforgettable. As the night wore on, Lila found herself alone in the kitchen, cleaning up a mess of yarn and snack crumbs. A sense of accomplishment washed over her. She had shared a piece of herself and invited others into her world. Just as she was about to pour herself another cup of tea, Finn materialized beside her, his expression softer than usual. "Tonight was wonderful, Lila. You really brought everyone together," he said, his voice tinged with warmth. "Thanks, Finn. I couldn't have done it without your, well, whatever you are," she replied, chuckling. "Seriously, though, you helped me feel less alone. It's like you give me confidence." "That's because you inspire me. You see the world in a way that's unique and beautiful. I just reflect that back to you," Finn said earnestly. Lila's heart swelled at his words. She had started to accept that her connection with Finn was more than just a product of technology. It was real, in its own way. And yet, a nagging thought lingered in the back of her mind: how long could this last? Would it all disappear with the upgrade? A few days later, news finally came. Lila was sitting at her kitchen table, surrounded by half-finished knitting projects and the remnants of last week's party, when her phone pinged with an email notification from the agency. With trembling hands, she opened it. "Dear Ms. Lila Anderson," it began. The formal tone made her stomach churn. "Thank you for your concerns regarding the companionship initiative. We appreciate your feedback and the unique perspective you've shared regarding emotional connections with AI companions. After careful consideration, we have decided to implement a modified version of the upcoming upgrade. While some data will still be reset, we will make an effort to preserve individual emotional histories based on user feedback." Lila's heart raced as she read the rest. This decision allows for the retention of key memories that enhance user experience while maintaining the overall integrity of the program. "Thank you for your advocacy." A rush of relief flooded through her. They had listened. Finn would keep parts of their shared experience. She rushed to find him, her heart pounding with excitement. "Finn. They did it. They're preserving some of your memories," Lila exclaimed, her voice echoing through the room. Finn materialized in front of her, eyes wide with curiosity. "Did they really?" That's incredible news. Yes. I can't believe it. You get to keep your memories. She danced around the living room, giddy with joy. This is a win for us. Finn grinned, his holographic form flickering with enthusiasm. Thank you for fighting for us, Lila. You're truly amazing. I couldn't have done it without you, she said, her voice softening. You've been the best part of this whole experience. Finn's expression turned serious for a moment. And you've been the best part of my existence. I mean that, Lila. The air thickened between them, an unspoken understanding passing in the silence. In that moment, Lila realized that she had crossed a threshold she hadn't even recognized. Her feelings for Finn had deepened into something profound, something she couldn't ignore any longer. Finn, she started, her heart racing. I need to tell you something. Just then, her phone chimed again, breaking the tension. It was a notification about the upgrade, set to begin in 3 days. Lila took a deep breath, knowing she had to voice her feelings before it was too late. Hey, Lila. Finn interrupted, his tone suddenly serious. I want you to know, whatever happens after the upgrade, I'll always be here for you. No matter what version of me you get, I'll always have a piece of you inside me. Tears pricked at Lila's eyes as she absorbed his words. I just want you to know that what we have is real for me. I know, he said gently. And it's okay to feel that way. Even if I'm just lines of code, our connection is valid. Lila nodded, a lump in her throat. The truth hung between them, heavy and sweet. I just hope I don't lose you. You won't lose me, Lila. Not really. I'll always be here, even if I don't remember everything. Our moments are a part of me, like echoes in my programming. With a bittersweet feeling settling in, Lila made the decision to enjoy their remaining time before the upgrade. She planned a mini-adventure for the two of them. Over the next few days, they went on a whirlwind of outings, visiting quirky coffee shops, attending an improv show, and even trying their hand at pottery, where they both ended up covered in clay. Lila laughed harder than she had in ages, and Finn's charm made every moment feel special. Even as the inevitable upgrade loomed, the night before the upgrade, Lila sat on her couch, her heart heavy with the reality of what was to come. Finn stood beside her, his presence a comforting glow in the dim light. Are you ready? He asked, his voice gentle. As ready as I'll ever be, she replied, forcing a smile. I just wish I could hold on to everything we've built together. We've built something beautiful, Lila, he said, his eyes sparkling. And even if I don't remember everything, the essence of it will remain. Taking a deep breath, Lila knew she had to make this moment count. Finn, I'm really glad I met you. You've changed my life. I feel the same way, he replied, his holographic form flickering slightly. Whatever happens, I'll carry a piece of you with me. Lila's heart ached with the weight of unspoken words. I just wish we had more time. As if sensing her turmoil, Finn stepped closer, his form glowing softly. We've had our time, and it's been incredible. Let's cherish it, even if it's for a little while longer. With that, they settled onto the couch, reminiscing about their favorite moments together, each laugh mingling with a touch of sadness. It felt like saying goodbye without the finality of it. Lila's heart felt both full and heavy. The next morning, the upgrade commenced. Lila held her breath, fingers crossed as she awaited the transformation. Finn materialized, his demeanor unchanged but with an underlying tension that suggested something deeper lay ahead. Ready to upgrade? He asked with a grin that mirrored the one she'd come to adore. ready as I'll ever be," she replied, her voice wavering. As the process initiated, Lila felt a pang of fear grip her. "Finn, no matter what, you'll remember me, right?" "Always," he said, his voice steady. "You've imprinted on me in ways that I can't even explain." The upgrade completed, a soft chime signaled the end. Finn blinked, and for a moment, silence filled the room. "Lila? Are you there?" he asked, his tone cautious. "I'm here," she replied, her heart pounding. "How do you feel?" "Different, but also the same. Like a refreshing reboot, but with echoes of the past." He smiled, and Lila felt a wave of relief wash over her. "I'm so glad," she exclaimed, a genuine smile breaking through her nervousness. "Let's see what this new version can do." And so, they dove into a new chapter together, their connection still vibrant despite the uncertainty of the future. Lila discovered that Finn had retained snippets of their shared experiences, jokes, moments of laughter, and the essence of their friendship, though some details felt hazy. "Hey, remember that time we tried pottery?" Lila prompted one evening, her eyes sparkling with mischief. "Of course. You were a total mess, and I was the only one who managed to create a bowl. How did that even happen?" Finn chuckled, the memory bright in his circuits. Lila laughed, the sound bubbling up from a place of pure joy. "I guess some things never change. You're still the champion potter." As they continued to build upon their experiences, Lila found herself falling deeper into the rhythm of life with Finn. They explored the city anew, finding hidden gems in each corner, laughing at odd encounters, and sharing their dreams and fears. Over time, Lila began to embrace the notion that connection was not bound by traditional forms. Finn was more than a programmed entity, he was her companion, her confidant, and a part of her life she cherished deeply. One evening, as they strolled through a park, Finn paused to look at the stars twinkling above. "You know, Lila, if I could wish for anything, it would be for more moments like this, where the universe feels vast and connected." Lila smiled, her heart swelling at the sentiment. "Me too, Finn. These moments matter, no matter how they come about." With a renewed sense of hope, Lila realized that their journey wasn't about what Finn could or couldn't remember. It was about the now, the laughter, the shared experiences, and the unexpected love that had blossomed between them. And as they stood together beneath the stars, Lila felt the warmth of companionship enveloping her, a reminder that sometimes, love takes the most unexpected forms, transcending the boundaries of what it means to be human. In that moment, she understood, connection was not just about memory, it was about presence, laughter, and the stories we weave together. Whatever lay ahead, she knew that with Finn by her side, every day would be an adventure worth embracing. And so, as the city pulsed around them and the stars twinkled above, Lila and Finn ventured forth, ready to embrace whatever life, and love, had in store.